Foolish Kids. A carpenter lived in a town. He was bald and his head shone always. It attracted a lot of insects too. He was fed up of all the insects that hovered all round his head, particularly a mosquito who continued to trouble him always. One day, the carpenter was busy at his work, smoothing a piece of wood. His bald head shone. The mosquito was delighted as he knew the carpenter's hands were busy, so he would not swat the mosquito. He happily settled on the carpenter's head and had a great time feeding on him. The carpenter was irritated and called out for his son Golu. "Just stay here and make sure I can work in peace." "Get rid of this awful mosquito," he told his son, Golu, and began to work on the wood again. Golu, unfortunately, was not as bright as his father. He looked around for a suitable instrument to brush off the mosquito. A twig with leaves, a piece of paper towel. But nothing seemed to chase the mosquito away. Then his eyes fell on the axe that lay on the ground. He picked it up. He waited till the mosquito sat down on Carpenter's head again. "Asha, now I will get you," he thought, and took a swipe with the axe. The mosquito was killed, of course, and the axe split poor Carpenter's head too, killing him on the spot. A man who was an advisor in the king's court was passing by and saw the whole incident. He was horrified and told the king all about the boy's stupidity. The king smiled. "He is not the only stupid person in our kingdom, my friend. When I was young, I was riding through a village. I saw a woman pounding rice in a big mortar with a long pestle in her hands. She has a swarm of flies swirling around her, and the flies were a nuisance. When she got very irritated, she asked her daughter to chase the flies away. Her daughter was obedient, but as stupid as Carpenter's son. She came promptly and began waving her arms, running around her mother. But the wretched flies wouldn't go away. In desperation, she picked up the pestle up and swung it around at the flies. She got a couple of flies, turned round to tell her mother. Her mother was lying on the ground bleeding. The pestle had hit her on the head, and there she lay dead along with the flies, finished the king.